Today I'd like to talk about the mere exposure effect and the 440 hertz conspiracy. These two go together. It involves music, the music industry, brainwashing. Alright, the mere exposure effect. The mere exposure effect is basically how they force songs to become popular by playing them over and over and over, causing people to eventually like them. If you force something on somebody long enough, they're going to take to it, and they've learned this uh, over the years. It's with it works with anything, not just music. But basically, they'll take a terrible song and they'll play it so many times on the radio that it eventually becomes a hit, and people fall for it, and they end up liking it, or they think they like it. Um, One of my favorite sayings is, or questions is, music is popular because it's played a lot. And that's true. It's not played a lot because it's popular. It is popular because it's played a lot. And this is true. Um, the reason so many people eat McDonald's is because there's one on every fucking street corner. That don't mean it's the best goddamn burger in the world. Basically what it is all the real talented musicians don't get no exposure at all. And there's more of a deeper reason behind this. If you ever notice that the Grammy Music Awards, it's the same 10 people every year, over and over for the last fucking decade. Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Beyonce, Lady Gaga. The same shit. The same mindless garbage. So basically, the mere exposure effect is you force it upon the people. You give them no choice. Of course, you have the internet. People really have no excuse today because they can fucking listen to anything they want. All you gotta do is go to the internet. You know, it was different back when I was a kid. You had to either listen to whatever the fuck they played on the radio or MTV, or learn bands through what your friends had, or by reading magazines, or you had to take a real hard chance and actually go out and buy a CD, not knowing who the fuck it was, and just based on the cool name or the cool album cover, and take a gamble and buy it. Uh, you people nowadays, you younger generation, ain't got no fucking excuse to your shitty music. Alright? You have no fucking excuse that you're listening to Lady Gaga, Kanye West, and all this stupid garbage. It is mindless. It is the same beat over and over. Almost every song sounds the same. They can't even really sing, so they have to use a voice vocoder. It sounds like a fucking robot, thanks to Cher and her fucking song. Started that shit. And just listen to the lyrics, how mindless they actually are. They are completely zombified. They just say the same line over and over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey. Oh, come on, people. You're being brainwashed and you don't even know it. So now let's get into the 440 hertz conspiracy. All right, an experiment was conducted by a musician who was going to have a concert at a concert hall, very large one. Music used to always be set at 432 hertz, which is in balance with nature and your DNA in your body. He wanted to do an experiment and set it at. He had this idea that if you set it in a 440 hertz, I wanted to see some of the reactions that it caused upon the crowd. And these reactions were anger, stress, and so on and so forth. All negative emotions caused by setting music in the 440 hertz as opposed to the 432 hertz. Ever since the 1950s, all mainstream music, all major record labels, set their music in the 440 hertz monotone. They do this intentionally to keep you dumbed down and to keep you blind. I don't listen to anything mainstream. My brother always jokes with me, says, you quit liking bands after they have 40 fans. Yes, that's true. But I don't do it intentionally, to be honest. I can tell right away within 5 seconds of listening to a song that's fucking fake, mindless garbage, as opposed to the genres that I listen to. I don't like any of them that are popular on MTV or on the radio because I'm awake. I am of a higher consciousness than most people, so I can spot it right away that it's garbage, that it's just mindless brainwashing. Anyway, the music industry, MTV, they are all doing the same thing to all the sheeple. They are purposely setting the music in the 440 hertz range because of these studies they have conducted. All you got to do is research the mere exposure effect and research the 440 hertz conspiracy. It was also, I believe it was created by one of the Nazis, Joseph Goebbels was his name, was the one that started this thing. Um, Fact of the matter is, if you're on a major record label, your music is set at that. Now, I'm not saying that all independent music is not. Most of them are probably not set at 432 either. A lot of them probably have no fucking clue or don't give a shit at what hertz their music is set at. But I'm telling you right now, if it's Columbia Records or Elektra or all these other famous musicians, they're all set at 440 hertz, and it's done on purpose. I, you know, and a thing, even if this wasn't true, most Americans that I know are about 30 years behind on music. They don't even know what industrial and EBM is, trance, drum and bass, ambient, drone, dream pop, shoegaze. They don't even know none of that shit. Gabber. It's a fucking shame. There's so many genres of music out there that I can't even name. I listen to like 40 different kinds of music. And you got all these blind people walking around that they've listened to the same music their whole life. These people are 40 years old. They grew up listening to AC/DC and Foreigner and Journey, and they're still listening to the same. Don't you get tired of that shit? Listening to the same 10 bands your whole fucking life? I get tired of the same CD after 1 week. And you got these people walking around that have been listening to the same music their parents listened to for 40 years, and they don't even search for anything new. It's just like they're content with whatever they were fucking given as a kid. Their musical library is maybe 50 songs. 50 songs! I would be bored to death. I hated them songs when I was a kid. When you hear them every day in and day out on the radio, you go to the store, you hear it again. You hear it everywhere you go. It's fucking Journey, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses. Who gives a fuck? They are no talent whatsoever. When you listen to the music that I listen to, you will realize this shit. You are being brainwashed. You're being brainwashed.